It's an honor to be here closing the 2023 Borlaug Dialogue. I also want to, I'll start by thanking the World Food Prize Foundation, Ambassador Branstad, Ambassador Quinn, Michal Hussein, their exceptional staffs, and also the staff that has been working tirelessly behind these curtains here to produce the program that you've seen. It all looks smooth up here, but it requires a lot of work. So thank you to, please join me in expressing our appreciation for the work, that hard work that everyone has put in. Let me also, before, I've been asked to offer some comments about innovation to close the session. Before doing that, let me just do a quick survey. If you could raise your hands if this is your first time visiting Iowa. Okay, fantastic. For those watching online, lots of hands went up. This is really wonderful for two reasons for me. The first reason is because I'm a native Iowan. I grew up in Iowa City, which is about an hour and 40-minute drive to the east of here. And so it's wonderful to welcome you all to my home state, and in particular to really celebrate the legacy of one of our most distinguished Iowans, Ramin Borlaug. The second reason it makes me happy is because just, by doing this for the first time, you've participated in an innovative act, doing something new. And really that's one thing that the Borlaug Dialogue is all about, is bringing together academics, policymakers, practitioners, and putting them in the same space and seeing what happens, having that exchange of knowledge. Sometimes people who have solutions will find the person who has the problem that their solution is perfectly matched for, or some of the academic researchers maybe are trying to overcome a puzzle in their work, and a conversation here helps them overcome that puzzle. And this is really one of the keys to innovation, is bringing together ideas that maybe were seemingly unrelated and putting them in the same space and seeing something surprising come out as a result. We're at a time where we certainly need a lot more innovation. The challenges that we face as a global community are quite staggering. Of course, climate change is one of those most important challenges, and one that we need substantial innovation to address. When we talk about innovation, I think it's worth thinking about what are the different aspects or different levels of it. First of all, it's about creating new ideas. Second, it's about adopting or diffusing those ideas. And then the third component is scaling up the things that work when those ideas are adopted. And I hope that as we conclude this year's Borlaug Dialogue, that you sort of have kept a mental tally of what are the different things that you've learned here that can be useful in the different stages of that process, whether it's the idea generation, the idea diffusion, or the scaling up of things that work. I can share a few things that I've learned. I've gotten to meet with quite a few companies that are based here in Iowa that are working on innovative solutions, both from the perspective of designing seeds that are capable of withstanding climate change, the new kinds of pests that are going to be increasing problems because of climate change. The manufacturers of farming equipment that are using not only big data, but actually just advances in artificial intelligence and robotics to create a sort of precision agriculture that not only increases yields, but reduces waste, which is extremely important. And I've gotten to meet with farmers, both Iowa farmers and also farmers from around the world, from Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, Nigeria, Germany, to discuss that process of the diffusion and adoption. What are the problems that they're seeing, and what are the solutions, both technological, political, that need to be brought to bear on those problems. And then finally, I've gotten to talk to other government leaders. We had a great panel yesterday with representatives from Bahrain, Norway, and the UK. And we got to exchange information about the innovative things that we're each doing in our respective areas. And one thing that we are very proud of in the United States is work we're doing in Africa, our new initiative, the Vision for Adapted Crops and Soils, really aimed at trying to help prepare the continent and its agricultural systems, its food systems, for the changes that are on the way from climate change. As we wrap up, I would ask each of you to ask yourselves the question of what is my role in this process of innovation? Because we have different kinds of innovation. We have scientific innovation, we have industrial innovation, we have policy innovation, where we're trying to, both launch initiatives and shape the rules in ways that are going to foster this sort of innovation. So as you're leaving today, ask yourself, what is your role in this process? And what can you do to harness change, to use the words of the theme of this year's Borlaug Dialogue? I also want to recognize the innovation that is reflected in this year's World Food Prize laureate, Heidi Kuhn. She certainly had an innovative approach to a problem that she saw, which is how to go from devastating conflicts to sowing the seeds and establishing the roots for peace. And as she say, go from mines to vines. And so we'll get the opportunity to celebrate her work at the ceremony this evening. And I applaud in these remarks on innovation, the innovation that is reflected in her more than 2 decades of work. And I'll just make a closing note about I had the opportunity to meet today with some student leaders from the Global Youth Institute, sponsored by the World Food Prize Foundation. And the one thing I really hope is that the young people who are attending this dialogue will not only get ideas from the meetings that they've had here and draw upon the expertise for the people that they've met here, but will also leave inspired to devote themselves to help being part of the solution to these problems. They have a lot to benefit from those of us who are here with years of experience, and I know that I speak for many others who are here to say that we are inspired by their energy, their optimism, and their commitment to bringing about a better world. So with that, let me thank you again for attending. Enjoy your time in Iowa, and see you next year at the 2024 Borlaug Dialogue. Thank you very much.